So yesterday we completed the for loop, while loop and do while loop, right? So the next one is the functions concept. Functions. So based on this functions concept only, so the JavaScript guy so cannot introduce the classes concept. Okay. So basically, why we are using the functions? So what is function? A function is a so if you want to execute a certain code, then we can include that code in a function. Okay. So what is the major advantage in the function? So while creating a function, so we can call that function so wherever required, and how many times we want to execute that one, we can execute that one. Okay. So functions are used to perform the specific type of operations. Every function includes some code which is executed whenever the function gets called. Function. So without calling function, the function cannot execute it because of so we are created the function. So then we have to call that function. Otherwise, so that code cannot execute. Okay. So every function includes some set of code or some set of operations or some set of instructions. Okay, so we can write in that function, and so to call those functions, so we have to call that function, then only it will execute. The function can be called the function can be called many times and can be called from anywhere in the page. So if we can include the function, if we can include the function in a page like internal JavaScript code, so then we can call in that specific function, specific page only. So if we can include that function, if we can include that function in the external JavaScript file, so we can call that function entire project. So the major advantages of function can reduce the replication of the code within a program. Okay. So basically, if you want to call a certain instructions multiple times, so we don't need to create it again. So if you can use the functions concept, so you don't need to create it again. Okay. So then at the time, if we can use the functions, then we can reduce the number of lines. We can reduce the number of coding lines. So what is the use of if we can decrease the number of lines? What is the use? So if we based on number of lines also, our application performance can load faster. Okay, so for each and every line to execute each and every line, it will take certain milliseconds. It will take certain milliseconds. So for us, we are writing the 10 or 20 lines of code. So when we are into the real-time projects, we have to write more than 1,000 lines of code. So in a single function, sorry, in a single function, so we may write more than 1,000 lines of code. Okay. So then, so if we can write that type of function in 2 times, so then our application performance will improve. So if our application performance will load, so if it is loading into 2 minutes, 2 seconds, so then if we can write 2 times of that function, then it will take 4 seconds. Okay, so that is the use of functions concept. Function makes the code much easier to maintain, so we can easily maintain some set of instructions. We can place it into set one function. Okay. So we can easily search the code. We can easily write the code, and we can easily modify the code using the functions concept. Okay. So then functions make it easier to eliminate the errors. To eliminate the errors. If we can write all the code in one function, so then we can easily search in that function only. So then we can easily identify, then we can minimize the errors. Okay. So these are the major advantages we are having. And also in this, so we can reuse. we can or reuse this function. Okay, so this is the function syntax. Function is a keyword. So if you want to create any function, we have to use the function keyword. So then after that function name, so then if we have any argument, so we can pass those arguments. So then set of code we can write, set of instructions or set of operation we can write in this code, in this braces. Okay, in this curly braces. So we cannot call the curly braces, we can call the block quotes, we can call the block braces. Okay, so then inside we can write code, right? So the next one is defining function and calling function. How we can define the function and how we can call that function, we can see. Okay, so the declaration of the function starts with the function keyword followed by the name of the function you want to create. Okay, which function you want to create, that is based on requirement we can give the some meaningful name. Okay, followed by the function braces, that means closed braces, and finally place our code in between these braces. Okay, so then we can see the example. Duck type. Yes. Duck type. So then HTML, then head, so then title. Yes. So JS functions example. Okay. So then after that body. Then inside. So yesterday. So we can write the one simple example. So h2 function example. Okay. So then inside script. Okay. So then function and function name. My function is the name. So then closed braces. So then followed by the block of code. So then inside document dot get element by id. So then function call is my id. So then dot inner html equal to successfully called function. Okay. So then how we can print this one? How we can print this one? So I am calling this one. Okay. How we can call with the function name? My function addresses. Yes, we are called. We are called. Then we need to append this result to DOM elements, right? H4, then id equal to function call. Okay. So then now JS 29.html. Okay, here it is. But suppose if you won't call this one after writing this one, if you won't call this one, so nothing is happen. Nothing is happen. So whenever we are calling this one only, so then it is executing. Otherwise, it won't execute. So if you won't write, if you won't call, so there is no use of this one. Okay. So if you are not use this function, then we have to remove this function. So then unused functions, if we can remove, then we can improve our application performance. Okay. So then now this way we can call the normal function. It's a simple function, right? So the next one is a simple function. So adding parameters, how we can add the parameters to the function? How we can add the parameters this function? So then now here I am passing p1 comma p2 my parameters. So then here I am calling let a equal to 100. So then let b equal to 100. Okay, let a equal to 100, b equal to 100. So we are adding this one. We are adding this one. Document dot get element by id. So then result dot inner html equal to adding two numbers equal to plus, then what is that one? A plus b, right? A plus, okay. So then now you can see we are appending the result to this one. Div id equal to result. So then close. Now you can say adding two numbers equal to 200, right? So then I want to pass. For suppose, so if I want to call this function 5 times or 4 times or 2 times, I want to call multiple times. Okay. So then what is the use? If I am calling 2 times, so then what is the use? What is the use of this function? So we are placing console.log. Console.log. So then give me a second. Just give me a second. Sorry guys. So this function I am calling 2 times. So then I am placing this result into console.log, right? So then now here, see it is calling 2 times, but we are getting the same result. We are getting the same result. There is no use if we can call the function multiple times. So we have to pass the numbers dynamically. That means we have to change that parameters. Okay, now here, so for first one, so I am placing 100 and 200, and second one 300 and 400. Okay, so I want to pass these parameters to this function. Yes, p1 p2 I already passed. So then I am assigning these parameters to one a and p2 for b. Okay, now you can call how many times you want. Now you can change the values dynamically, so when you are required. Okay, so now you can see now, adding two numbers, first one is the 300 and second one is the 700. Here, so we are appending the result to the same, so that's why we are we are receiving the last function execution. Last function execution. Instead of this one, so we have to write the document dot write. So then inside we can place this one. Then now you can see. Okay, so adding two numbers 300 and 700. So then if we can call another time, so then now I am passing another time, so now 3000 and 4000. Now you can 7,000. So this way we can pass the parameters in the JavaScript function. So this way we can pass the parameters in the JavaScript function. Okay, so the next one, how we can return a value. How we can return a value. So we are getting the database values. Whenever we are getting the database values, so that values always append into the one variable, and they can return into the, so they can return into one single value. Okay, so then instead of this one, instead of printing here, okay, instead of printing here, so result equal to, let result equal to, so I am appending this result to this variable. Okay, so then after that, return a result. Okay, a return result. So then now, so instead of this one, document dot write document dot write. So inside, so we are printing, we have to print this return value, so that's why I am writing document dot write inside of this one my function 100 comma 200. So then same way, same result same result. Okay, so then you can put the document dot write br. Okay, okay, so this way, so first one, so we are created a function. So then after that, so we are doing the simple operation in the function. So then after that, we are passing the arguments. We are passing the arguments to the function. Arguments to the function. We are passing the arguments to the function. So then after that, so we are returning the values. We are returning the value using a return method. Okay, so this is the JavaScript, simple, very simple. So all the functions are having same thing only. So based on your requirement, So you can write the code inside of this function concept, inside of this function. Okay, so then remaining things is same. Remaining thing is same only. Okay, so then so we can see another example. Yesterday we write the some table concept, right? So here it is. So we are written the code in a table to print the table, right? So this one we can write it. How we can write this? Okay, now here there is our table. Here it is. Or otherwise you can copy and 30.html. Okay, now now so we are copying this one and place it inside of this one. Place it inside of this one. Okay, so let then y. So then here it is. Okay, so first one, so we are printing this one. Okay, so here, so there is no use, right? There is no use. We are not passing any parameters, right? Now you can see that it got. Okay, so 30.html. Why undefined is coming? Undefined, undefined. Okay, so we are calling here, right? So we are printing here. So it's already coming here. So that's why it is coming. So if you want to put this one as a written, then we can put it. Okay, now you can see I'm removing this one. I'm removing this one. Okay, now this is the one. So now we are printing three times same. I want to pass the dynamic. So in the first one, I want to print the 5 table and I want to print the 10 table. So then I want to print the 15 table here. Okay. So now here is it's a table, right? Table, which table we want? Table parameter. So then there we can pass this one. So we can append this one to my table. Okay. Now you can see 5, 10 and 15. So for suppose I want to extend this 5 table up to 20. So now we are printing 5 times 50, right? So now I want to print the 520s. 520 I want to print. So then here I can pass the another one a range. Okay, it's a 20. So here I am passing a range. Okay, so then here also 20, here also 20. Okay, so then here this is the range, right? So then now I'm passing this one, this to this one. Now you can see range, right? Okay, so then now you can see 20s and 10 is 20s and 15 is 20s. Okay, so this way we can print the tables. This way we can print the tables. Clear, right? So the next one is, so this way we can call the functions concept. Okay, next one is the, where is this one, where is next one is the JavaScript date format. JavaScript date format. So functions concept is very important, and for looping statements is very important, and conditional statements is very important. Okay, so the way of calling and the way of doing process is same. Inside this code only it will change. Inside this code only it will change based on our requirement. We can change inside of the code, either functions, either loops, or either conditional statements. Based on our requirement we can change this code. Okay, so the next one, so JavaScript date. So this is also a very important. The date object. Okay, here it is coming object. Okay, so date is an object. Date object is used to get the information about the current year, month and day. Month and day. So date object is created. First we have to create a date object. So then after that, inside of the date object we are having so many functions like get day, get date, get month, get year, get fully, get milliseconds, get seconds, get hours. All these functions included in this. Okay, all these functions included in this. Okay, so then now, so then data objects are created with a new date constructor. There are four ways to initializing. Okay, so it is these three ways are getting bit confusion. So use always this one. Use always this one. Okay, now we can create a new data object. JS31.html. Title JS date examples. Examples. Then body. So then inside a script. Okay. So then now we are creating the object for date. Let my date equal to, so we can create, this is a variable, so you can, this is, you can call it as a variable or object, whatever it may be. Okay, so now, so I am using the date function, so that's why I am calling this one as an object. Okay, so then new data. Okay, so whenever you are using the new keyword, so then this variable is called the object. So if you can use the new keyword, so it's 100%, it is an object. It is an object of date function. Date is a function, and this is an object of date function. Okay, so now, so using this object, so we can get the millisecond, seconds, hours, minutes, and year, month, day. Okay, so now we can see let milliseconds. Okay, milliseconds equal to my date dot get get milliseconds. These are also a function. Then now document dot, or I can use the console dot log. So then ms. Okay, h2 js date function. Okay. Here get milliseconds colon I am appending the result to span. So then this id equal to ms. Okay. So now instead of doing this one, document dot get element by id. So then ms dot inner html equal to, so then ms. This way also we can. Okay. Now you can see 31.html. Okay. 456 milliseconds. Okay. Now it is keep on change. Okay. Milliseconds. Right. So then after that we will get the seconds now. Let s equal to my date dot get seconds. So then I am appending get seconds. Okay. So then here yes. Okay. So then I am printing document.get element by id yes. Then here as result is yes. Okay. The same way we can get the minutes also. Paragraph get minutes colon. So then span inside id equal to minutes. Okay. So then here let m equal to my day dot get minutes. Okay. So then after that let hours equal to my day dot get hours. Okay. So the next one let, then after hours what we are having, day equal to my day dot get day. Okay. So then now, so then after that let month equal to my day dot get month. Okay. So the next one let year equal to my day dot get full year. Okay. Full year. So then this way. Okay. Now we can print all those things. First one is, next one is m is completed, then hours, get hours, h. So the next day, day, get day. Okay. So the next one get month.